I'm the Big Rig Kids, y'all. Are you ready? Let's go. Here come the Big Rig Kids. Roll with the Big Rig Kids. Let's fire the truck, take you to such amazing places with the Big Rig Kids. Those helpful Big Rig Kids. See how they give and grow and get to know amazing things. Learn with the Big Rig Kids, and you'll see how it is to have adventure days and hang and play with all your friends. Because the Big Rig Kids know what it is to live a most exciting and inviting life is positive.
Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Grandma Polly. It is yours truly here, Kenneth J., the producer, behind the scenes guy. Renee is the face and the beautiful one of the show. You know that. But we have a very wonderful and exciting guest tonight that's going to enlighten us and share some marvelous things with us. But before we get into that, let's give it up for the one we all know and love, who writes the most amazing books, who brings out the best in people, who shares her stories and gives us enlightenment. You all know her as Grandma Polly. Come on, give it up for Grandma Polly, y'all. Give her a hand.
Good evening. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. We are here this afternoon. We are dealing with a topic today that is prevalent in our community. We have Mr. Christopher Harper here. He's a Navy veteran. He's a husband, a father, and a grandfather. Chris lost his daughter Brittany 4 years ago to community violence. It was actually violence in the community. And after speaking with Chris a week ago, we had to get him in here to tell his story. And I'm hoping his story today will bring some light on some of the things that he's been through, some of the things that's still going on, because they still have not found the people who has murdered his daughter yet. It's been 4 years, and this has turned into a cold case. I cannot imagine being a parent living through this. I have 3 daughters, and just hearing his story brought tears to my eyes. So I'm not going to spend a long time talking to you about what me and Chris have talked about. We're going to bring Mr. Chris in here. Y'all help us welcome Christopher Harper and show this man some love, because he has been through a lot in these last 4 years. Give him some hearts. Share this video. Please share this video. This is a story that everybody needs to hear. And hopefully it will help bring him some closure. Maybe someone will see this video and come forward with some information. So I'm not going to go any farther. We're going to bring Mr. Christopher Harper in. Let's welcome him. Good afternoon, Chris.
Thank you.
And we welcome you to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yes. Chris, look, we're not going to prolong this. Let's start with where you started with me with Brittany. The birth of Brittany, before we go into the murders.
Well,
tell us a little bit about Brittany.
Her birth, she was born November 14th, 1989 at 5:36 p.m. on a Tuesday. Who's the Boss was on. I have 3 children. Well, they're grown now. I have 2 boys and 1 girl. My 2 boys were born in hospitals. Brittany was born in my Brittany was born in my bedroom on my floor. We were teenagers, me and her mom. I had snuck her over, and her water broke, and I had to run up the street where the ambulance place was. It was right at the corner, and my mom didn't know she was there. So I came back with the ambulance guys and the stretcher and everything. She was born in my room, head full of hair, and took her to Trumbull Memorial Hospital in Warren, Ohio, where we were from. Yep. I'll never forget that day, ever.
And Brittany was your oldest?
Brittany was my oldest. Brittany was my oldest and my only girl. Yep.
Wow. I'm going to not say much. I'm just going to open the door and let you start your story where you want to start it and share the information with us. And I may jump in there every once in a while, but go ahead. We're giving you this opportunity to tell your story.
All right. Well, me and her moms, we were married. We weren't just going together. We were married, but young marriages don't last. So we ended up splitting up. She took the two kids. Then I got married again, and I got back in contact with Brittany and my other son, DeMarco, and whatnot. And she was she wasn't perfect because nobody is, but that was my little girl. That was my only girl, my only girl. And the thing is, the last time I spoke with Brittany, I was telling her, and it was almost to the day till she died. I said, Britt, there's nothing out there. There's nothing out in these streets. There's nothing out in these streets. And she was telling me that she wanted to see me. She's tired of Facebook calls. She's tired of phone calls. She want to come see me in Virginia. And I said, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen. And a couple of weeks later, a couple of weeks later, my cousin Monique, she sent me a message and said she's gone. Britt is gone. What are you talking about? Britt is gone. Because I'm no Facebook rumors and whatnot. And so I called her. I called Brittany several times. I'll never forget that day. I called her several times and didn't get any answer. And then finally, later on, my older cousin, who like a father to me, Urban Cofield, called me and said, "Yeah, it's true, man. She was killed. She was murdered." And
Wow.
the strangest, eerie part is I have a friend, she's like a sister to me, Tiffany Nepper. Her daughter also was murdered, and her anniversary was coming up. And I was telling Tiffany that I'm not going to tell you I know how you feel, but if you need to talk or anything else, I'm here. We're friends. You can call me anytime, day or night. And that following day, I put on her profile. Now I know how you feel because my daughter was killed. Her daughter's death anniversary was coming up, and the following day, mine was killed. When I said, I can't say what I know what you feel, but now I know how you feel. I know how you feel. I wouldn't wish this on nobody.
Wow.
Wow, Chris, I know it's been hard. And just from the short period of time that we talked, this was just not a drive-by. It just wasn't one of those things where Brittany got killed in a car accident.
No, it wasn't.
Brittany died a brutal murder.
Yes, we did.
And I don't know if you want to share that part or not. And that's up
Brittany,
to you.
Brittany was raped, brutally raped. She had skin under her fingernails. She was tortured, and she was shot 16 times. 16, 16 times, and her body was thrown in a park. I don't know who would do that. And it wasn't just Brittany; it was also her boyfriend, who was a nice guy, Mr. J. Hugh. He was a nice guy, and the police didn't do anything. His family had to go out and search for his body, and Brittany was found like a piece of trash in a park. And whoever did it is in the wind. They're gone. You know, I guess if it's not a white cop and a black person, it doesn't matter that much. But it matters to me because I have to live with it. I gotta live with never hearing her voice again. I have voicemail that I've saved. I have texts that I saved. I have texts leading up to that day. The last thing I have of her. Now she's ash, and nobody no, and everybody just seems to be fine with that. I'm not gonna say nothing stupid on Facebook Live or wherever we are, but
I
I'm gonna
feel
leave it
you.
at that. With whoever did it, we could have a conversation. I just had 2 strokes, and I still have a conversation with them. I have no problems with it, none whatsoever. You don't
I
do anybody
get
like
it. And I hear there was one, everything that you said to me, it brings pain. And I've never lost a person in that way. I've lost family members, but not to violence. But everything I hear you say, and this is the reason I'm having this conversation tonight, y'all, because I say it over and over and over and over again. Chris just said, had it been a white cop that shot a black person, someone would have known who have done that.
that. Yep.
But because these two people were murdered in a black neighborhood, nobody knows who did anything.
Nope. 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 Nobody knows. Nobody cares. And just like I've read on you know in the comments parts of our little newspaper where I'm from. I read people say that she was just trash. Two less almost human beings gone. Who says that? You know. Who says things like that? I'm never happy when I hear somebody's dead. Even I could hear the Grand Dragon is dead. I'm not gonna be happy about it. You know, I'm not gonna be happy about that. That's a human being. I'm not.
I get it.
That nobody was somebody to someone out there.
I get it. I truly get it, Chris. Like I said, I can never say I understand. I know how you feel, but I can empathize with how you feel. And we as a community, we have got to do better.
Yes, we have.
And I'm hearing you, and Chris, in a lot of instances, someone may say, just like you said, you read the negative comments when these posts and newspaper articles and stuff come up. It comes from ignorant people.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here right now. In most cases in our community, people do not come forward and start speaking about these crimes until it hits home.
That's right.
When it hits home, then we're begging and pleading somebody knows, please come forward. But we should not wait until it hit home. We should hear every time a child dies,
Exactly.
regardless of race, creed, or color.
Exactly. That's a life. That's a human being. And
There's somebody's
see
child.
it. Some people don't see it like that. You know. And I'm not faulting the police because I'm actually, you know, if they're doing right, I'm pro law enforcement. I'm pro military if they're doing right. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm pro law enforcement even when they killing unarmed black people or white people. I'm not going to be like that. But if they're doing what they need to be doing, yeah, we need the police. But it's like nobody wants to get involved. Everybody thinks that something's going to happen to them, and that's exactly what happened when the person who came forward and said what her body was, and they didn't want to. They didn't want their name in them. I can understand that. I can understand that. But they weren't going to come forward at first. But that's the thing.
Wow.
You know, somebody called in and said, "I think there's a body here. I think she's dead." Well, you know, I don't understand. You know, neither her nor her boyfriend what two people could do to somebody to deserve those deaths because he was already decomposing when they found him. His family found him, not the cops. You know, and where I'm from, Warren, Ohio, before I moved to New York, Warren had Warren was between Cleveland and Youngstown and had zero violent crime, even when crack came in the '80s, in the late '80s. But now in the 2000s, it's horrible. People dying left and right from overdoses, from drive-bys. We never had that before. And people say this a lot, but literally in Warren in the early '80s, late '70s, whatever, when I was there coming up, you couldn't leave your door open. You can leave your door wide open all night, and nobody's coming in there because we all got along. We didn't even fight amongst each other. ever. But now you have, I don't know. I don't know. This generation is, I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them, they just they don't take life serious. Life is nothing to them. You know? Life is a guy step on your shoes. Back in those days, we fought with hands, but now you gotta not only kill him, but you gotta kill his whole family, his whole bloodline. You gotta wipe his DNA off the. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to anybody, not just my daughter, but anybody doing that. That's savage. That's not human beings.
And barbaric.
It is. Not even animals do that. Some of these guys just kill just to do it. I can't understand that. I can't understand it. Yeah. Yeah.
And now that Brittany's gone and her boyfriend is gone, there were children left behind.
My
And
grandchildren. I'm
yes,
sorry. Go
I
ahead.
can't even imagine what the children are going through missing their mom and their dads.
It's a rough one, man.
Both parents are gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And going and the way they were killed. But my cousin, and I love her to death for this. My cousin Monique, she has her own kids, and her and Brittany were real. They were cool, but she took it upon herself to take her cousins, in addition to her own kids. She got a second job to take care of my grandkids too. Just her cousins. I work contract, so when I'm working contract and when I have projects, I send her money. But I thank Monique I thank God for Monique, because without her, those kids, she went to the foster place because the people were putting their hands on the kids, and she got them. She got them, because ain't nobody else. I mean, other people are doing, but not doing, as much as she is. She got a second job. She works two jobs, and she's young. She's young like Brittany. She's only like in her early 30s, and she got another job. She takes care of those. They're on an honor roll. All of them. They have everything they could need and want, and they're doing good. But in the back of their minds, that's a hurt. It's never gonna heal. Their father and their mother killed, murdered like that. Come on, man. Who does that? Who does that
Yeah.
to another
Hmm.
human?
Who, Chris? And all that you just said, and I know losing your daughter has been very traumatic to you.
I cry daily, every day since 2018. Every day, once a day at least. I can't watch fathers on TV shows walking their daughters down the aisle. I can't listen to songs that have like, you know, lyrics about revenge. I cry. I want to be violent with the people who did this, but I don't know who did it. That's the thing. That's what kills me. I'm like a tiger, a grown tiger that's been captured in the jungle, who's used to running and hunt. Now I'm in a cage. All I can do is pace back and forth. I hate that. I hate living like this. I'm angry all the time. I'm sad all the time. I'm tired of it.
Mm. There y'all go. And there are many parents out there. It's not only Chris. There are many parents out there who are dealing with the same things. They have lost their child. They have not had any type of closure. The closure hasn't even started to begin, even though these kids have been cremated. The body is gone, but the family has no closure because there are so many unanswered questions. And someone out there knows what happened to these two young people and a whole lot of our other young people, out here in the community who has died from violence. Chris, I don't know. I say, you say how you feel. And in my mind, you're still a very strong person to even be able to sit here and tell us your story. And when I saw the pictures of Brittany was a beautiful young lady.
Yes,
A
she
young
was.
lady who looked like she was full of life.
She was.
And we're not going to talk about the baby dad about her boyfriend too much because her family is not in here with us.
Hmm. He was a
But
nice
did
man.
you tell me this young man was handicapped?
Yes, he was. He was. I don't know how he became handicapped, but I know he was. And we had a conversation. He's a nice man. He used to always ask me, can I call you dad? I said, sure, man. If that's what you want to do, I'm not offended. He was a nice man. You know, I'm pretty sure he couldn't have did that much to deserve that. What he would. It's just crazy. These people out here are crazy. It just makes me mad how like you said before, if it was a white cop and a black person, this would be on every news channel it is. But because it's a black girl and a black boy, a black young man, oh that's just average for their neighborhood. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a murder. They act like that we kill each other is like breathing. No, it's not. Every murder, every death, even if it's an accident, it's a death. We feel pain just like anybody else. I wouldn't be happy if someone's loved one died. I wouldn't be happy if someone died from the flu, which is a natural type of disease. Compared to getting shot, they're both deaths, and they're both deaths of people who had people who loved them. Now, I don't. People don't get that. It's really simple.
I get your statement. I understand your statement, and I can relate to your statement. And I'm gonna go back again. I talked about the police officers, but even with the news media, some of our European blonde hair, blue-eyed young ladies come up missing, or they come up murdered. It's national news.
Yep.
I heard nothing of Brittany or her boyfriend until Antonio Bonds, after interviewing him, told me that he would like for me to reach out to you so that we could get you on the show. And this happened 4 years ago. The funny part about it is when I went to do some research on the story and just pulling up articles, I think I found 3 articles and all of them led back to Facebook.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, two people brutally murdered, and I was only able to find 3 articles on it.
Many
Oh.
people, many people. I'm not going to say any names, but there were people who had nothing to do with this case, and even the police said they're spreading rumors on Facebook. Guys who are from Chicago who never been to Warren, Ohio, but somehow know what's going on in the middle of Warren, Ohio, and other people making fake Facebook profiles, and this is not a game. This is somebody's life. These are two people's lives, not just two. All of their families, their kids. Those kids got to grow up without parents, man. And they want to play jokes and games and chase clout. And we had one guy put my daughter's the autopsy report, reading from the autopsy. They asked me
Mm,
who it was. I didn't know. I heard it just like everybody else. I heard it just like everybody else. Why are you reading this? You ain't asked me. You don't even know me, and I don't know you. That's what I'm talking about. That's just different. Those are clout chasers, and those are vultures. They want to pick bones of the dead, so they can get a name out of it. So they can get a YouTube channel. So they can get a Facebook page with a whole bunch of followers. They ain't worried about my child or anybody else's child. They worry about clout.
I I read that article where the police were talking about people putting out false reports 300 miles away,
Yep, that's the
and
guy.
that they were trying to stay ahead of those things because they were afraid that it would lead into more violence. That was one of the
Exactly.
articles I was able to pull up.
Yep.
But when I'm sitting here listening to you, when you shared to me the condition of your daughter, I was like, I don't want to hear it anymore. And someone had the nerve to put the autopsy reports out.
Yeah,
That's just as low as you go.
he had a whole Facebook group. He had a couple of them. Yeah. No,
Ha-
I'm not gonna say names or anything else because he's gone. He's
I
gone
get
from
it.
Facebook. But yeah, I want to. Well, I don't have no fear about these people out here. But I'm 49 now. I'm not a young dude
Right,
no more.
right. You don't even want to go down that road, but I know just, what you shared with me was enough to make me cringe and cry. But somebody had the audacity to put out an autopsy report. That's lower than a snake's belly. And
How?
that's another problem in our community. A lot of people in our community want to be the first.
Hmm.
I heard first. I found out first. I know first. I've heard of stories, but I've even seen stories of people finding out about family members died because somebody wanted to be that first person to post it on Facebook
Yep, you're
or
correct.
that first person to put it on social media when they don't even know, the main families know this yet.
Exactly.
So people in our culture, they have a lot of them, not all, but they have that. Oh, I got to be the first one to throw it out there. Or I got to be the first one to spread the news, and you're doing more damage than you're helping when you don't have all the details.
That's correct. That's correct. That is right. 100%. Because you don't know the wishes of that person's family. Because all you're thinking about again is clout. You want to be the first.
Right.
You want everybody to line up and come ask you questions. You don't know that those people wanted that known. I went through that. I went through that before when my other cousin, she passed away a few years ago, and a friend of ours put it up, and my other cousin was like, that wasn't right. That wasn't cool. We didn't even tell anybody yet. You know, can't do that. You gotta respect people, just like you want them to respect you. It goes both ways, and not just black folks, but everybody out here killing each other, and in our community, it's just like, wow, man, it's just like another day, and it shouldn't be that. Every death should shock you. Every single death. Wow, I didn't know that happened. Wow, he fell off a ladder or whatever. That should shock you. It shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be normalized, especially murder, rape, violence. Because some people in this world think that we're born to do that, and that gets me mad. It gets me mad. People just they want to prove them right. They go out of their way to prove them right. Come on,
I get it, Chris. Kenny, we went a half hour through this. Have anybody put up any questions or remarks? And we're gonna bring you in also.
Yeah, they. I just. I can't. I just agree that people out here doing this stuff to get likes and all of this stuff when families are really hurting and in despair and they're not even thinking about the family. That's a whole nother element on top of already a tragedy. A whole nother
Right.
just bringing more chaos to the situation. And we as a community, we have to do better, man. We have to do better, you know. And I know we were talking about this not being on every network and everything, like the girl in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
She was nationwide, probably worldwide, and it's just like you got the manpower to find out who did this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
my
especially hearing when Chris say that the young man that was murdered with his daughter was not found until a week later, and it wasn't the police officers that found him. I read that article too, Chris. It was the aunt. It was the aunt that found him and called
Yep.
the police, and she told them she thinks she found her nephew. And if I'm not mistaken, in that same article, it talked about two or three other people being found in that area dead between 2, 3, 4 years apart. That area had became a dumping ground.
But the thing is, Miss Renee, is where I come from, it's not big. You could walk from the west side of Warren, Ohio, to the east side in almost less than an hour. So you really gotta not look. You really gotta not be looking for somebody not to find you. So when they found that man, it was like, okay, well, let's go outside. When we go over here, here he is. Why couldn't the cops do it? You know, and sometimes it's just like they go through the motions. Some of them just go through the motions. But like with my daughter, if it wasn't for my friends and especially the people there, like this lady Desiree Sarge, if it wasn't for Desiree, her cousin, getting everything together, fundraisers, trying to get the money up so she could be buried. I don't know where we'd be. I don't know where we'd be. But they came through for her little cousin, especially Desiree. Desiree is gonna be my friend for life. When she did.
Mm.
It's just crazy. It's
Um,
just
is Brittanys death still being investigated actively, or has it
Brittany,
become a cold case?
Brittany's murder has been a cold case for a while. I call and I always get put on hold. Then I talk to a detective and I hear the same thing. And we'll alert you, blah blah blah. And I'm never alerted. I call, and then it's another detective, and the same thing. It's just the same thing. It's like they have a script, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard. It's a lot of things that go on. I know there's other things, but at the same time, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Every time I wake up, I'm like, wow, still here. Gotta live this over again. It's it's something that will never heal. I'd rather my arm get cut off because I could look at my left arm and say I used to have a left arm here, but with her gone, I can't. It's something I can't touch. It's something I can't see. It was something used to be there where that space is. I can't put I can't put my finger on it no more. It's rough.
Wow.
She'd be in her 30s now. Yep, she would be all the way in her 30s. She was 28 when she was murdered.
28.
Yeah, 28, getting her life together. That was too much for some people.
Wow, I can't even imagine. And I keep saying that, Chris, because I'm being honest with you. I can't even imagine. And just me being a mother, a lot of times we hear of tragedies like this, so we hear of someone losing a child. We as a people, and I'm guilty of it too, I have to be honest. Oh my God, I can't imagine how the mom feels. Oh my God, I can't imagine what the mother is going through. But these people have fathers too, and a lot of times we forget about the fathers.
I'll agree with that. That's true. Now, part of that is our culture because the fathers, if we in the house, fathers usually they're the disciplinarians. They work. Like I was raised by my grandmother and my mother. My mother and my father they weren't married. I saw him. I saw him every once in a while. Because he lived 14 miles away. But it was my mom and my grandmom that raised me. So that's why I got a place in my heart for mothers, for females. Because like when I get sick now, that's what I want. I want my mommy. My wife get tired of that, but that's what I want when I get sick.
Chris, you almost 50.
I'm almost 50. I'm a mama's boy, 100%. Mothers take care of you. I take care of you. Fathers
Yeah,
do too. Mothers, something about y'all.
mother's nurture.
That's right. That's what I'm looking for. Mother's nurture. You know, mother's nurture. I can't picture some 200-pound dude with a beard like me saying it's gonna be all right. But I do that. When my son was little, I used to do that. But ain't nothing like a mama, man. Nothing like a mama. Her kids got to grow up
Yeah, but
without a mom.
a lot of times we forget about the fathers. And that's another reason I wanted you here today because about a month ago we had a mother who lost her son to gun violence.
Oh, God.
And I want people to understand that fathers, they hurt and they feel it too. A lot of times our men have been raised, especially when you're coming from our culture and especially our generation. Men aren't supposed to cry, men aren't supposed to feel, men aren't supposed to hurt, men are not supposed to show emotions. And I'm no psychologist, but I feel that when you allow yourself to store all these emotions and feelings and stuff up on the inside and you don't allow them to come out, then it starts to take a toll on the body.
I agree.
And how have you been dealing with that?
I haven't. Honestly, I haven't. I mean, I go to the VA. I talk to VA shrinks and whatnot, but not about that per se. Because the only person I really talk about that, I talk to my wife, I talk to God, and I talk to myself. Because if I dwell on it, I don't like where it takes me. It's like I'm a different person. And you're right, like holding things in. You know, I'm recovering from an ulcer. I have an ulcer. I had two strokes. I had a heart attack. You know, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that stuff no more. I don't want any of that. But I don't know. I don't
Have
know what else to
all of
do.
that been, Chris, have all of that been within the last 4 years?
Yes. Yeah. I just got out of the hospital a couple months ago. I had for my second stroke. I was out of the hospital a couple months ago. So, yeah, all of that, and the thoughts I have, all my thoughts, they don't not violence to like everybody else, but violence to those people. Those people, not anybody else. And I'm not going to apologize for that because that's how I feel. They took something from me, something I can never get back. I can't let that. Let me shut up. I can't let that stand. If I knew who it was,
Right. I get it. I sit here and I get it. I hear you. I really do hear you. And Kenny, I think I've gone as far with this as I can. I need you in here.
And my heart is going out to you, Chris.
thank you.
I plead. I am pleading for the community. Please, if you know something, come forward. Let's give our brother some resolution, some closure. Please.
Some
Thank you.
peace.
Thank you,
You
my
know,
brother.
some peace. Chris, if there is something, I'll put you in a room with a group of young people today. What would be one of the messages you would give to them?
What message I would give to young people? Take life seriously and not for granted. And find when you have disagreements with others, find a solution that's not violent, it's not permanent. I mean, if you need to be violent, put on some boxing gloves. That's what we used to do in Ohio. We used to do that. Man, Aaron Miller, all of us, man, Sean Ziegler. We get some gloves on it, or we'll get out and wrestle. And just get it out of our system. But not everything has to lead to death because that's going to ruin your life, and that's the only life you get. Because God gives you one life on earth, and you got to make the most of it. You can be anything you want. But you can't give in. You can't give in to that stupid stuff. You can't give in because somebody looked at you wrong. You can't give in because somebody danced with your girl or asked for her number. You can't give in to that because that's a trap. That's what's out there for you. I tell my son that's 22 that's sitting here right now with me that I can tell you everything that you're gonna encounter when you leave this house when you finally leave because I done been 22. You ain't been 49 yet. I tell him that all the time. Listen to people telling you who's trying to tell you something. Who's trying to tell you something good. You'll know the difference. Listen. That's the biggest thing. That's like the
Exactly.
last thing. I'm sorry. I was gonna say the last thing I told Brittany, man. There's nothing in those streets but death. And I told her that there's nothing in the street but death in jail. No, because I've been out there. And that's it.
Mm. Whew. Okay. Yes. Someone said, Florida Priest says, talk it out. Violence is not the answer.
It's not.
And that is definitely true. Um, People don't talk anymore.
Nope.
Even when you look in our families don't even talk anymore. It's text messages, it's WhatsApp. Let me shoot you
Yep.
a message over here, I'll shoot you a message back. People do not talk anymore. We have lost the ability to communicate effectively.
Correct. I agree. I agree. And part of that is just like you said, social media. I mean, back, back in my day, we have Sunday dinner. My cousins, my cousin Matthew Todd Harper, Sherry Harper, all my cousins come over to my grandmother's house and she cooks chicken, collard greens, all that stuff. We sit down at the table and eat. They don't even do that no more. You know, everybody get it if they cook at all. If they cook at all.
Mhm. That's very true. And I know social media and technology has its own benefits, but I believe that it has pulled people apart in so many different ways. You know, I remember growing up, you would get, especially around the holidays, everybody would be calling everybody, wishing everybody a happy holiday. Your
Yeah.
birthday, everybody would be calling you, wishing you a birthday, happy birthday. Now, when your birthday shows up on social media, you get over 300 birthday wishes, and half of the people you haven't seen in 20 years.
That's correct. Or don't know.
Right,
Or
or
you don't
don't
know.
know. So we've lost the ability to communicate, and especially when it comes down to effective communication. People don't, like you said, I know, when I was in school, I was a fighter, but we fought. Now you can't look at somebody the wrong way now. I mean, just driving down the street, you cut somebody off, you liable to get shoot. Road rage. You look at me the wrong way.
Yep.
You
That's
cut
correct.
me off in traffic. You didn't hold the door for me when I was going in the store.
For no reason at
You
all.
know, no, no, just for being who you are.
Yeah. No
And
reason.
there are so many parents out there who are going through what you're going through. And it breaks my heart to hear this. And the other sad part to it is, it could be any one of us the next minute.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. You're right. Because tomorrow ain't promised. You know. I can walk out here to get the mail and catch a bullet, or I could have a heart attack and drop dead. Anything could happen to anybody at any time. You don't know when. You don't know when. And I had to learn. I had to learn that as I grew up. Because when I was in my late teens and 20s, I wasn't no gangster, no thug, but I liked to fight because I used to get picked on. So when I learned how to fight, when I started wrestling and lifting weights and whatnot, yeah, I want to fight in a minute. But so did the guys that I hung around. But that's it. We never talked about guns. We thought guys with guns were weak. Guys we looked up to, like me and my man Sean Ziegler and guys that I grew up with, we looked up to guys who could fight because that right there, man. If you can go out there with another man with win, lose, or draw under the street lights, the old fashioned way, and still be buddies when it's done, or just shake hands and go your separate ways, or not go and get a gun, that's a man. If you have to do that, if you have to fight, why get a gun? Why take somebody's life? Is it that serious? I can't understand this generation. I can't. I try to. I tried. I ask myself that. What could this guy have done when I see the news, when I see another young black man laying on the ground with holes in it? What could he have done? And then I can't make sense of it. I can't. I've tried. I still try. Still can't make sense. It makes zero sense to me. None.
It, it will never make sense, Chris. It won't ever make sense. Guys, if any of you guys out there have any questions, please type it in the comments. Kenny is monitoring it. And while we're waiting, I'm going to ask y'all, if y'all believe in prayer and y'all believe in God, y'all keep Mr. Christopher uplifted because the brother's going through some things.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Definitely. We have to someone's just commenting. It's not that way anymore. Yeah, they're quick to pull guns out and do whatever. I'd like to see it where we can get back to just talking. You know, like we could. Let's agree to disagree. What's wrong with that? Then we go our own way. You know, we agree to disagree. And just find resolution and knowing that there's a higher being. They're not gonna Christopher. They're not gonna. They can't. They're being haunted as we speak right now by this. You know that.
I've thought of that several times, but it's just I don't know. I just need to lay eyes so I can look someone dead in the eye and think this is what you did to these two people, or any person.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes no. Come on, man. And what's even worse is people expect us to behave like this. That's what makes it worse.
Yeah.
I don't care if young guys walk with their pants down their butt. Well, that's on them. But all this drive-by, all this beating and raping. Why would you do that? And that's nothing can call for that. Nothing. You can't say you raped a woman because she owed you money. That's no excuse for anything.
Yeah.
You just wanted to be a man and say you just wanted to do it. At least be a man with that and say I felt like raping a girl, so I did it. Come on, man. They always try to use these excuses, or slavery, or this and that. Slavery ain't make you do no drive-by and kill 15 people. Come on, man, get real.
Yeah. You're killing in your own neighborhood.
Back during the time when there was slavery, the black folks kind of stick together.
Exactly.
They pulled together. It wasn't as foolishness now. The women would throw themselves on the back of the next brother to keep master from trying to do whatever master was doing. The women allowed themselves to be raped to protect our black men. So don't come to me with that slavery stuff as to this is what we're doing now. No, back then we did all we could to protect each other.
Yeah.
Yep. That's 100%. The same thing with segregation. Segregation was wrong. Let me make that clear. But I was reading an article a few years ago that black economics during segregation, the black dollar stayed in the black community and became stronger longer. But as soon as integration came and you could go downtown and shop in the big stores, people who don't want you there in the first place, they want your money, it slowly dissipated. In the black community, you got the barber, and he buys his equipment from the damn, the wholesaler, the black wholesaler, and he gets his insurance from the black insurance company. That's strong. That's strength. Black everything. But now, you want to go somewhere else, and you're getting treated like that. You're letting you know what you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great point.
That's a great point. And my other point is I feel that a lot of these things are going on, and if anybody gets mad, I don't care. A lot of these things are going on because we give too many passes.
That's correct.
My thing is, when I hear you talk about your daughter and the young man that was murdered, I have three daughters, 10 grandchildren, a whole lot of sisters and brothers, and other family members too. But my attitude is, it does not matter if there is a white man or a black man or any other color person or culture murdered one of my family members. The whole situation is my child is dead. My family member is dead. I'm not gonna excuse you because you was black and you murdered my family member.
Nope.
But then if it's a white man that did it, now we gonna have to lynch him. I would want the same punishment for both, for regardless of what their race is, because the end result is that person is dead.
Yeah. The end
But we
result is the
only
same,
get
no matter what color the
passes
person
when
is.
it comes down to our people of culture. Go
I
ahead,
agree,
Chris. I'm sorry.
100%. I agree, 100%. We give too many passes. Too many.
I ain't gonna call the police on him because he a black man and I know the police shoot them bad. But you murdered my child. But if it's a white man over here now, I'm gonna ride because we're gonna ride until you arrest him. Come on, y'all, let's get it together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Unity, which is so unity, which is just lacking here. That's why I love that movie, A Soldier Story. The character Sarge, when he said the black race can't afford you no more. Coons and Sambos and Buckman. No, no matter what color you are, no matter who you are, we can't. We're an endangered species as is. So if we let you, I ain't gonna start saying names, but like Candace Owens, if we let you put an anchor around our collective necks, so you can chase your clout, what kind of people are we? What kind of backbone we got? What is that?
I agree.
I'm just gonna.
So, fair to say, Kenny,
I gotta clap on that one.
Thank you.
That was on point. Powerful.
because it's true. We as a people, and I'm not talking race now, I'm just talking people, period. When we know wrong and we know it, we have to speak up, regardless to what race the person is.
Exactly.
We have to
You're
speak
right.
up. If I see
You're
a
right.
black guy, y'all better not let me see because I'm telling y'all.
Huh?
Y'all kill somebody and I see it. The police ain't got to come looking for me because I'm going to them.
Yeah. Remember that stupid no snitching? That's not snitching. I mean, you just murdered someone. How do I know I'm not gonna be next? If I leave you out. Come on. You got to grow up
That's
sometime.
fine.
You got to grow up
Because I
sometime.
think
That's what.
about that grieving mother and that grieving father.
No,
Because if it was my child, I would want somebody to come forward. If it was my husband or some family member, yeah, I want somebody to come forward and tell what happened.
you're right.
So
You're
if
right.
I see it, y'all better not let me know because I'm gonna tell you.
You're 100% right. Because some of these guys and their girl murderers too, they take these rap songs serious. Where you can go to the club and you can shoot up 99 people and you can go home and do it again the next day. Those 99 people, that's fantasy. But in real life, you killed somebody who to you was a nobody, but was a somebody or someone out there. And someone that you don't know is plotting on you, like me. I'm not gonna lie. I have those fantasies. Somebody is really making a persona up that took their loved one. And you never know
Mm-hmm.
how that's gonna come together. You never know how that's gonna come together. See, the rap songs, you don't go to jail, you don't get killed. You just do it all. You just a murdering maniac. You're just a Michael Myers times 10. But that ain't real life. It's not real life.
Yeah,
That's
but
far
even
from
with that now, Chris, just going in a little, different direction. With that also, you got your rappers now who are killing each other. So now you got a parent over here hurting because their child is dead, and now you got a parent over here hurting because their child killed someone.
it. Yeah,
So you have a whole community of hurt people,
yeah,
a whole community of angry people. And you don't know who's that walking time bomb that's walking around, who's going to be that next bomb to explode.
exactly, exactly. That is correct. A whole community, and the whole community of people look just like you. That's what kills
Yeah,
me. They ain't go nowhere else and do it. But yeah, yeah. What
right.
sense? What sense does that make? You'll do it
Right.
to me, but you ain't gonna do it to the dude that really got his foot on your neck. You ain't gonna say nothing to him.
Right. I agree with you 100%. And Chris, we have a few minutes left. Kenny, I'm gonna bring you in here to close out your part, and then I'm gonna let Chris give his final words, and then I'll close it out.
All right. Well, Chris, I definitely just want to thank you, brother, for telling us your story. My thoughts and prayers are definitely with you. And people out there, Facebook, thank you for joining us. If you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody about this situation, let's get it out there. Let's get it heard. Again, Chris, thank you so much. You really got my heart in a place tonight, man. And I'm just, I love you, brother.
Love you too, my brother. Love you too. Thank you. Thank both of y'all. Thank you.
All right, Chris, you got any final words?
Yeah, I got some final words. Just treat each other like you want to be treated, no matter what color you are. Because we all, in the end, we all going to everybody where everybody goes. Nobody's going. We're all going to that grave. We're all going to die. So don't make life hard for yourself. Love each other. And that's it. And thank you, Miss Renee. Thank you, Kenneth, for having me on here. And I hope this helps somebody.
Chris, it was, even though the circumstances, it was a pleasure having you here because maybe your story will help someone. And we thank you for bringing your story to us. And I want to say to my audience out there, y'all know we brought insurance, we brought banking, we brought family, we brought children. This is what we're about.
Community.
We talk about things that's affecting our communities. And I thank each and every one of you guys for joining us. And I hope y'all share this video. And I also hope that, y'all tell y'all friends about Conversation with Grandma Polly, because we need our community to come in where we all could learn together. I want to give a special thanks to my sponsor, who's always my sponsor and my brother, KJ Multimedia Solutions of Marietta, Georgia. Special thanks to TNT Realtor of Marietta. And my reminder is we're always looking for stories about our communities. We're also always looking for children who are doing great things in the community so that we can highlight them and shine a light on the positive things that they're doing. Because the news media is not going to do it for us, so we have to do it for ourselves. And that's where it all starts. When we pull ourselves up by the strap of our boots and we join together collectively as a community, there's power. There is power in numbers. So I just want to thank you guys for joining us this evening. We love y'all. See y'all next week. Peace out and have a great week.
Here come the big rig kids, roll with the big rig kids. The sapphire the truck to you to such amazing places with the big rig kids. Those helpful big rig kids. See how they give and grow and get to know amazing things. We're with the big rig kids, and you see how it is to have adventure days and hang and play with all your friends. Because the big rig kids know what it is to live. The most exciting and inviting life is positive. Sapphire with the voice of wisdom keeps the story rolling, and by God,